Okay, we are live now. Hinesh, would you go first, if you don't
Yeah.
mind?
So for me, yesterday I submitted a pull request for one of the test stories. I picked up
Mhm.
more. I'm going to try and work on them today. And that's about it for me. No blockers.
Okay, on that, just so you know, your story looks good. It's fairly straightforward, of course. You've got some CI test failures. I'm running them locally right now, and so far they're passing, so I think it's just our flaky tests.
Okay.
But I'll let you know if I see anything suspicious there. If
Okay.
not, I'll merge it later today.
Okay. No worries.
Yep, thanks. Sage, how about yourself?
I don't have super much to report since yesterday. I am still kind of catching up on some of the administrivia from my trip last week, and I got the pull requests from you and from Sagel merged yesterday, and got those all deployed and working and everything, and then sort of figuring out now how to get started on the kind of big story that I'm going to be working on over the next couple of months around like creating some bridges between the dashboard and Salesforce, so that we can sort of remove some of the manual copying and pasting of records that we do right now to sort of keep track of like which professors create courses at what point in time.
How does Salesforce come into play? What data do they have that we want to pull in, or vice versa?
So we use Salesforce to keep track of things like, well, we use it for like mass mailings so that we can like keep track of sort of like who's contacted which professor when about like whether they're going to teach again, and like encouraging them to do so, or like sending out update newsletters and things like that, as well as we keep track of like which person recruited which other person into the program. So we sort of have an idea of like where the growth in the number of courses comes from, like sort of just people showing up at random versus being referred by a colleague and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then we also keep track of like specific notes about how we supported a class, or like red flags associated with a class, like where, well, this is a really big class, and so that is a potential cause of problems, and so we approved it anyway because we've sort of talked through with the instructor, but we wanted to mark that like this is a course that like has some issues that in some cases can cause problems. And so basically we use it to keep track of a lot of data that might be relevant for either the way that we reach out and support people, or analysis later on of like what worked and didn't across the program.
Okay, I see. So kind of a contact management system and a support system, and almost an issue tracking system.
Yeah.
To some degree. Huh, I didn't know that. Okay, thanks for that explanation. So for myself, I'm reviewing stories from MetPlus. We've got quite a few stacked up now. And as I mentioned, look at yours right now, Hinesh. I also tested Ruby 2.4 against our current Rails environment. And of course, it failed spectacularly because our current version of Rails is not compatible with Ruby 2.4. So I've asked Stella, who's working on the upgrade story, to back off to 2.3.3, which we are compatible with, and get ready for that. So I want to put Ruby 2.3.3 into production on Friday morning.
Okay.
So Hinesh, I don't know if you saw the discussion in Slack, but if you have any concerns about that, please let me know, maybe in Slack as well. But I think it'll be fairly straightforward.
Yeah, that's fine. Quite simple.
Yep. Okay, good. Thank you. See what else. I think that's all I've had time to do today, to be honest. Anything else? Nope, that would be it. And it looks like Sejal is here. Hi, Sejal.
Hi, sorry for joining in late.
Oh, no problem at all.
Connection was
Sorry?
Internet connection, always a problem.
Ah, Yes, of course. That happens. Anyway, everybody gave their update.
Yes.
Sajal, business as usual. Would you like to go ahead?
Yes. Yes. So I was working on user forms. So I'm done with the like basically the UI part of it. Now I'll be working on the backend. That's about it from my side.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, I think that's it for Scrum. I don't know if anybody else had anything. Okay. I don't have anything additional to talk about today. Does anybody else have something they want to bring up or discuss? Could be random. It could be related to a project. Doesn't matter.
No, I think I'm okay for the moment. One issue I did have with the test I was working on yesterday,
Mhm.
company is destroyed, it doesn't seem to delete itself.
Company destroy, you said?
Yeah.
Not sure what you mean by that.
There's a method, and let me share my screen. 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Let me just go to the branch.
Anybody matters is free to drop, of course, as always. So you're calling destroy on an instance of company, and it's not actually being destroyed, that instance?
Yeah. Let me just share my screen. Give me 1 second.
That's a total violation of all that we hold dear and holy, right?
Yeah. As,
The universe will stop working. Okay, so let's see what you got.
how many people? That's the one. Let me find the right spec first of all.
Sure.
So in the context of a spec, like especially if you're using let to set it up, just destroy will destroy it in the database. But if you then call the same sort of variable again, it's not going to look it up from the database again, and so it won't, unless you try to reload it, it won't show up as destroyed necessarily.
Ah, that could be it. All right, quick test. I'll show you.
When you call destroy on a record, it actually returns that same record, and so it should have been deleted from the database, but the object is still there. And also, if it's like if you're using let, then it's still going to use the cached value that it had from the first time it ran, and it will not reload it from the database. So either of those could be what you ran into.
That could be it. Okay. Yeah, let me look into this. And then I'll give it a go tonight. If I can't figure out, I'll come back on the Scrum tomorrow and we can work out together.
Yeah, let can be a little bit confusing because the let objects we're creating actually use factory girl generally to create the object, which creates the object in the database. But it does keep a cached version around of the variable defined in the let argument. And if it doesn't find the cache, it'll go ahead and create the argument again for you. So
okay. Yeah, let me give it a go.
It's probably something like that going on.
Yeah, let me give it a try. I'll write the test up tonight and then see what happens. We'll go.
Okay. I like let, actually. I like to declare all the objects at the top, see what I'm dealing with in the tests.
Yeah.
So it's a clean way to do it, but it can be a bit confusing sometimes, the way they work.
Okay, let me give it a go, and if not, we can pair program tomorrow, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, sounds good.
Perfect.
All right, good. Anything else? Anybody? Okay, well, we'll talk tomorrow then. Have a good evening, all, or afternoon.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.